Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another StarCastTV cast. I am Schamtoo, and today I'm going to be bringing you a best of 3 between Hero and Rush. That's right, we're going to have a ZVT today. I'm pretty excited to bring another best of 3 just because I just love watching the series play as much as I enjoy watching anything else. But let's get on into the game. Spawning up here in the top left-hand corner of Escalade, it is our green-ish seafoam green. What do we want to call that? That's gonna say, I'm just gonna go with green. Green Terran player. It is Rush. And down here in the bottom left-hand corner is our blue Zerg player. It is Hero. Now we're back on Escalade, a map that we saw in ASL 9 and a couple of other series, as well as it was on ladder for a bit. Curious to see how really games have evolved on this map. I haven't really seen it in, basically since ASL 9 or that season. And so this is where things get a little bit more interesting, just because, you know, every once in a while, when you haven't seen a map in a while, there may be some new ideas, new tactics, new meta that now influences how the map is played. And Rush and Hero are two players who, you know, they're so absolutely comfortable with everything that they do that it's definitely not going to be a problem for them to try out new things on maps, especially because we do have this best of 3. You might want to try out something new. Anyway, so getting into this game, Rush is, you know, just such an accomplished player, and so is Hero. So this is where it gets a little bit more interesting to watch a map like Escalade, where TvZ is actually very favored for Terran on this map. I think I was seeing win rates of about 54% in favor of Terran. So how is someone like Hero going to be able to kind of take this map back, right? Especially when the odds are stacked so against. But it seems like, you know, we're starting off with Rush going for a very forward base here. We do have the ability to get a full wall here as soon as that second supply depot goes down. And what's also going to be important here is that Hero does get in here and scouts out that there is a gas getting taken. Now, a lot of Terrans have been going for 1-1-1 style, and 3 SCVs are getting pulled out here. And again, we are about to finish up this wall, and once we do, this drone is not going to have the ability to get on into the base of Rush and see what's going on. Meanwhile, Hero on the other side of the map has picked up the extractor and pool after getting that first hatchery down here. So we are going to be able to we are going to be able to get into a very quick lair and spire, but Hero doesn't scout out what Rush has inside the base, so not going to know that there's a factory now underway. And I will say this, it is very in vogue right now to go for that 1-1-1 style, and especially if you count my last couple of casts of TvZ. I forget actually who I cast, but we saw a bit of 1-1-1. Oh, it was Soma versus Barracks? God, I should probably know this. We did see some 1-1-1 style coming out there. Oh no, JYJ. Soma versus JYJ. However, Rush has stopped all gas here, and this might actually be the 5 factory play that we've been seeing coming out from some players. So that was actually very much in style back when this map was coming out here in ASL 9. But Mech kind of fell out of favor just because it does require so much gas. So anyway, I'm very curious to see what we're gonna see from both these players. Hero is getting that lair now. Rush did finish up the factory. We do have a Vulture on the way. We don't have a sunken colony coming down here, though. So if that Vulture does get here very quickly, which will be scouted by this one Zergling. And Zergling is going to see that the Vulture is now coming out here. We're going to have to rush a couple of buildings here to get the SimCity up. Now, this creep colony is coming up, but this is a very out-of-place creep colony. It's a very large gap for that Vulture to run by. So a couple of, I was about to say, a couple of Lings have to come out here and block this up. But this Vulture can also just run by and get right on behind the mineral line. Looks like we're going to have one drone go down. It looks like 2 Zergling as well. Second Vulture now on the way. Did we get a machine chop? Oh, a very nice close on the Vulture, but actually did lose it at the last second there. A couple more drones coming from the other side. We will be able to clean up that Vulture. That was the most panicked rush to the mic mute button I've ever had as that sneeze just came in. Anyway, sorry. So So factory did come up, shop did come up as well. Second Vulture did not try to go in. There is a sunken colony. Really can't do well against the sunken colony as a single Vulture without speed. But the armory did finish up, probably getting +1 plating. Sometimes you get +1 armor weapons on there. Okay, so actually we're going to go for +1 weapons here. And that's going to be Goliath with range. Sorry to sniffle into the mic. I really don't have a better option. I can already imagine the angry YouTube comments about it. But on the other side of the map, Hero did get the Spire up now. So we are going to start having the mutas pop up and fly across the map. I'm curious to know, because that Vulture did pop in at such an awkward moment, we had to pop so many Zergling using those larvae. How sacrificed are we in terms of just where we wanted to be in terms of macro and uniformity with the mutas? Normally, all these mutas pop at once. There's 5. They fly across the map. They do a lot of damage. Everything's good for Zerg. But we did get a lot of Zergling there, and we are already seeing the effects of that. Only 1 muta came out at the beginning, and now, a couple more, and we're kind of filtering these mutas in here. So we did clean up that Vulture, and we are now heading across the map with these mutas. We're now panicking down a couple of missile turrets. And I always say panicking. This is most likely just very controlled. And, typically you do get 1 to 2 missile turrets at each spot. And we can see already we do have a nice wall of missile turrets. We'll probably get a couple more just to clean up that front wall where it's a little bit more dangerous. And Cheryl Boosters has also picked up here. So we now are up to 5 mutas. But we're not going all in on mutas, at least not yet. We do have a 3rd hatchery coming down here. Now, we did see from Soma, that Soma did get this 3rd hatchery down. We went into a hive tech and went into a guardian play. I'm curious to see how Hero is going to play this. Rush, though, finding a nice little overlord in the middle of the map is going to get a nice supply block on Hero. And we are getting... Actually, we're still on 2 factories, which is actually a little bit odd. Normally, if you're playing this style... Oh, ho, 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 ho. Engineering bay in the back of the base is picking up +1 weapons. This is, oh my god, this is exactly like ASL 9 all over again. What was it? Sorry? Went for this style? You go for a couple of Goliaths, you fool the Zerg into thinking that you're going for mech, but then you go back into a bio style. Is Hero going to be able to sniff this out? That's the question. Now, just like how a Terran has to study if the mutas are stopping and if there's going to be a resupply into something else, so does the Terran have to, so does the Zerg have to realize if there's not that many Goliaths popping out, and we're not seeing a normal Goliath play. Ooh, Burrow. We might have to suspect that there's going to be something other than Goliaths coming out very quickly. And what's also going to be important right now is that Rush should also notice that Hero has stopped making mutas. We're still at 5 mutas. Does catch the drones moving over there. Picks up 2 drones. +1 weapons. 3 drones. +1 weapons on Vultures is just too strong. And we're sneaking another Vulture around the other side. But there's mutas going right over the path of that. Hero knew what was going on. More Vultures coming out here. Now we're just feeding Vultures. So now this is when Hero should say, okay, Rush isn't making a lot more Goliaths. He knows I've stopped mutas. But you still make more things than just, a couple of Vultures if this is what you're going on into. This is mech. You normally go for siege tanks and a couple of other things. So hopefully, wow, 3 more drones going down. We're down to 33 drones, but still, you are totally fine to be below in drones at this point. So I'm wondering now if Hero does notice that Rush is potentially changing things up. Now, we do get a Hydra Den over here. We have more mutas building up. And playing mutas versus bio is actually not a bad idea. That's a lot of hatcheries. But you really want to get into the hive tech if you're going to be playing against a bio ball, because defilers are just absolutely necessary. Ultras are very effective. And we're using 5 muta balls in order to, or balls of 5 mutas in order to dissuade these Vultures from getting in here. But that +1 weapons is just so strong. 2 more drones going down. God, this is just wasting so many larvae. But look at this massive army coming in here from Rush. Oh my god, there's so many Marines and Medics and Goliaths. This is just an anti-muta army, 100%. And the Queen's Nest looks like it's about to go down, but we don't have that set up just yet. So this is where things get dangerous. We did get the +1 weapons there on the Marines, and I believe +1 armor is spinning. Yeah, okay, so +1 armor is probably about to come down as well. But with all these mutas, we don't have a lot of army. Guess what? As soon as the mutas move away, 2 more vultures jump right back in here. Now, we do have hydras coming in here. And the mutas are coming in here. They're taking out a couple more of these Goliaths in the back line, where they are the most effective. But the sunken colonies were not able to finish up here. We got a lot of army over here. Does Rush have anything to deal with Hero's massive army that's kind of stomping in here? There's no counterattack coming out here from Hero. He's desperately trying to pump out Mutalisk, but Mutalisk in such a small ball is not effective. Now, did we pick up any Mutas upgrades? We did get Carapace. Now, here comes the Zergling on the back, this is where you want the Zergling to be focusing on those Goliaths. And maybe the Mutas can clean up the Marines if the Goliaths go down, but the Goliaths are a nice way to pretty much force the Mutas to engage, but it's too much. The Sunkens go down, the Natural is lost, and Rush is going to take game number 1 here on Escalade. Really well played there by Rush. Hero just didn't have enough, and those constant Vulture run-bys on the drones were just way too much for Hero to constantly keep dealing with while building an army, while being prepared for whatever Rush was going to do, and Rush just went for really good 2-base timing.